gosh, I found a really cute vase yesterday that was shaped like a bag. I keep buying these bag vases. So excited to wear it today, and it has a little camera on it, and when you look inside, it actually projects onto the wall a Hello Kitty. Like, what I'm saying is that, are you somebody who got really caught up in like getting the rarest thing, getting the most expensive thing, and feeling like once you have that really expensive Birkin, your life is complete? Because if that's the case, then also sometimes it's good to take a step back, because I've realized that I can actually find joy in things that are much cheaper. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Jess. Today I wanted to discuss a comment I received the other day on my video where I was talking about different YouTubers who have gone through this journey of buying a lot of bags and then flipping their direction of their channel to buying a lot less. And I think it's good to realize why you're buying bags. Are there some underlying issues you may have, or is it because you're just really into fashion? I don't think we should judge people either for the reason why they collect handbags. At the end of the day, guys, life is too short. If you find joy out of collecting bags and it's not hurting anyone, then why should we care what anyone else is doing? But I did receive a comment that I wanted to respond to and analyze as well with you guys. And it's from Little Miss DD. Thanks, Little Miss DD, for the comment. I think there's a difference between buying luxury bags because you genuinely appreciate fashion, and then buying luxury because you believe it elevates your inherent value and standing in the world. I think a lot of luxury fashion creators don't want to admit that some have low self-esteem and a deep desire to belong to something bigger than themselves, so seek it through buying goods that are unattainable to the average person. Caitlin was honest about her battle with low self-esteem and how that fueled her excessive buying. Once she faced and worked on that, her interest in luxury waned. Shopping for many is a coping mechanism and a form of escapism, either because of boredom or loneliness. And although I am super into fashion myself, I will say that in the past I have had low self-esteem issues, and I mean, everybody does. I would say that having a YouTube channel has actually really helped me with my confidence, and having the platform to share my opinions has really helped with my self-esteem. And I wouldn't necessarily say for me that I've been buying bags because I have low self-esteem and to show that I'm worthy or to elevate myself. I don't feel like I need an Hermes bag to feel like I'm a special person or anything like that. Although I will say that fashion, buying clothes has always made me feel better, and, buying that cute new jacket and I'm feeling better about myself, that is something that does influence me to buy things sometimes. But yeah, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, that buying clothes makes you feel better about yourself. Is that a bad thing, guys? Because I know that you should feel happy within yourself as you are. But yeah, there's a bit of a fine line, because we do need clothes, we do need handbags, but I guess when it's taken to excess, maybe there could be some underlying issues, but there's not always, right? So I just made a list, guys, of, things maybe you should ask yourself when you're buying bags. Like, what is the reason why you're buying this bag? Is there something within you that is making you buy the bag, or what? Are you lonely? Are you buying bags because you are lonely? Have you not seen your friends in a while? Or are you looking to be in a relationship but you can't find the right man or woman? Well, guys, is that why you're buying bags? Because I would say that there have been times in my life where I have been a little bit down, and I found a lot of comfort in collecting things. Not necessarily bags, but I've said before I used to collect like stationery, and at the moment I'm collecting glassware and vases. I'm just into that at the moment. And jelly cats, I love that. And I found for myself, it has been a bit of a coping mechanism. I mean, we always have stress in our lives. I find that things that make me automatically feel better is collecting something. And whether it be handbags or shoes or whatever, that is something that I've found myself doing. Is it necessarily a bad thing? I don't think it's a bad thing if you can control it. Like, if you give yourself a bit of boundaries. I think it can take over if you start hoarding things and it becomes really messy and dirty. I'm not like that at all. I need to have a well thought out collection, and I'm happy to let things go as well, like if I feel like it's getting too much or it's not the right curation. Like, I'm very much about collecting things in groups and sticking to a niche. I do that with a lot of things, so that's something within me that I don't know why that's like that. Maybe I'm just born like that. Maybe, I don't know, that there's a lot of people like that. I mean, if you watch The Little Mermaid, there's Ariel who collects all the random knickknacks, right, and forks and whatever. So a lot of people are like that. It's just something that maybe you should realize in yourself, and if you don't want to be like that anymore, well, it could be something that you need to break out of. But I don't think it's the worst thing to collect things, because it does give me a lot of joy. Anyways, how do you feel about yourself? Do you have low self-esteem? And is that why you feel the need to buy a lot of designer bags? I mean, that's a good question to ask yourself. Like, how can you improve your self-esteem? If you feel like you are buying Chanel bags because you want to show to everybody, yes, I'm fancy. Yeah, I don't know, guys, because I personally have never bought a bag to show off to people, although I do have a YouTube channel. In fact, when people ask me in real life, like, is that an Hermes bag, is that a Chanel bag, or whatever it may be, I actually feel like a bit scared to tell them, because I'm a bit, I'm actually a little bit ashamed of how much I spent on it. I don't know if I necessarily buy bags to flex on people, because for me, my luxury obsession is something that I like to kind of keep to myself in real life. I don't like to brag about it. I don't like to tell people I have like all these Hermes bags, but I like to show people online, because I know there's other people like me out there who have a similar type of crazy who really appreciate this stuff, and I love watching other people's videos as well, so that's why I share it online. But in real life, I really don't want to like emphasize on it. I don't like shove it in people's face that I have a designer bag. So I wouldn't say that I'm buying designer bags out of insecurity, because yeah, I just don't, I don't know, it's something that I like to do for myself, to buy designer bags. And are you buying things as an escape? Well, as I said before, guys, yeah, I probably am buying things as an escape, and maybe there are things in my life that I need to deal with better, maybe handle the stress better to, help me buy less things. I have been doing a low buy this year, so I haven't bought any handbags, as I say in every bloody video lately, but I have been buying smaller things, so that has been still preoccupying my mind. Like, I've been going to the thrift store a lot lately, and I found these, oh my gosh, I found a really cute vase yesterday that was shaped like a bag. I keep buying these bag vases. Oh, yes, I'm starting to collect bag vases, guys. So by the end of the year, I might do a bag vase collection. Oh, so cute. Anyways, and I've been really enjoying finding like little gems, but it's been a lot more affordable for me, spending $10 here, $10 there, as opposed to $1,000 here, $1,000 there. I found that actually still feeds that collector in me. Okay. Do you like collecting limited editions? Because I think there's a difference between people who buy things for flexing and people who buy things because they're a bit of a nerd. So I would say I get sucked into limited edition. When I was collecting Louis Vuitton, I was all about collecting those limited edition mini pochettes, or the Murakami collection, or things that aren't made anymore, vintage pieces that I thought were really rare. I was definitely into that, and that's a bit more of a nerdy aspect, I think, to myself, than as opposed to being influenced by certain trends and like what the biggest influencers are wearing. So I did for sure buy a few bags that a lot of influencers wore, like the multi pochette, the Prada crystal pochette. I think actually I was influenced by influencers in that case. However, most of my collection was not influenced. It was just from me going crazy down the internet and researching bags and finding all these interesting styles of bags. For Louis Vuitton, even for Chanel, like I went down a whole vintage rabbit hole. So I think that was like a nerdy aspect to me, to finding handbags. So I wouldn't say I was like influenced by fashion in general. I'm like in the latest trends. I'm more influenced by just whatever niche I'm obsessed with at the moment. And also, guys, do you own coffee table books? And if you do, like fashion coffee table books, do you actually read them, or do you just use them as a display? Because I think if you're one of those people who just uses it as a display but you don't actually read them, that means you're probably not as into fashion, and that's okay. Like, there's a lot of people who buy designer bags that don't really know much about fashion at all. Like, they didn't research it, or they don't know the significance of the piece they're buying in fashion history, and a lot of people also don't care. So I think if you're one of these people that buys coffee table books and reads the whole thing, or you own a lot of fashion books, you love reading about the history of fashion and the background of maybe how that clasp was designed, or what year is that color from? Like, are you interested in that? Because that means you're probably more of a nerd who likes to collect bags, as opposed to somebody who might be trying to not fill a void, but somebody who is more trying to maybe buy things to look cool. Because there is, I buy things to look cool too, but there are people who are just like not into fashion, who are just buying things because they see it maybe on an influencer, they want to keep up with the latest trends. And then there are people who buy bags because they are really into just the background of the brand, and they also appreciate like vintage and that sort of thing. Like, there's you can kind of be both as well, but I think you usually veer towards one side. And yeah, as I said, there's a lot of people who are just not into fashion who buy bags just to flex, and because they might be insecure. Like, that's the truth, guys. So if you're somebody who is not into fashion and you don't care about it, and you're spending thousands of dollars, and when you realize that fashion has no value to you, you don't care, then maybe the bags won't be worth it to you either. But if you're somebody who really appreciates things, like the background of things and like how they're made and that sort of thing, then it's a different intention as to why you're buying it, if that makes sense. There's no wrong or right way, because also people who are fashion nerds, like, they can be influenced by stories that may not even be true, to be honest. Like these fashion brands, they make up these stories about, certain bags and whatever, but they're just stories. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're true, but it does give these objects value. So you can kind of get sucked into that as well. So yeah, I'm not saying that there's any wrong or right way or intention to buying a bag, but it's good to know the reason why you are buying it, to see if it's like something that you need to work on within yourself. Like, a lot of people just buy bags because they look pretty, right? But at the same time, do you have to spend that much money to buy pretty things? I don't know, because usually we perceive things that are more expensive as better, but it's not always the case. So as time has gone by, honestly, guys, I've collected a lot of bags, Hermes, Chanel, and I obviously came to the conclusion that I like Hermes the best, but just because it's that expensive doesn't really mean that it's the best. Lately I've been loving wearing like Hello Kitty bags. Like, my friend got for me the other day this Hello Kitty puffer bag, and I'm so excited to wear it today. And it has a little camera on it, and when you look inside, it actually projects onto the wall a Hello Kitty, like when it's dark. Oh my gosh, I'm so obsessed with it. And yeah, lately I'm not saying that you need to get a Hello Kitty bag, guys, but what I'm saying is that, are you somebody who got really caught up in like getting the rarest thing, getting the most expensive thing, and feeling like once you have that really expensive Birkin, your life is complete? Because if that's the case, then also sometimes it's good to take a step back, because I've realized that I can actually find joy in things that are much cheaper. And although this is probably not going to last a lifetime, this is probably going to last a few months, whereas, something like this could probably last a lifetime because it can be repaired and it's leather and all that. But, at the same time, is it really worth spending like, $8,000 to $10,000 on a bag when you can pick up a bag? Well, my friend gave this to me, but, for like $30, $50, like, is it really worth it? You have to ask yourself this at one point too. And if you feel like you've bought so many beautiful, expensive bags, that's okay. But there's also a point where you have to question, like, what is your intention? Are you trying to just buy as many bags as you can? For what reason? Like, what is the reason? Is it to collect? Is it because you feel sad about your life? Is it because I don't know, you have some other underlying issues? It's okay to address that. And I'm not saying that everybody who collects bags has issues, absolutely not. But it is good to reflect on yourself and understand maybe if you have taken it too far, and how are you feeling? Like, it's okay to ask yourself that as well. And for me, I still have a lot of things to work on, I think. But yeah, I've been doing okay with spending less this year, and I'm not saying that you should spend less, but that's something that has made me feel a little bit more balanced, I would say, in my life as well. Just this year, I'm not stopped with buying bags, but I will say that, it's okay to take a step back sometimes and reflect on, I guess, your life, right? So anyways, thanks for listening to my bloggy video today, and thank you guys for like leaving me comments and whatever, because it really makes me think about I don't know, handbags, and like the reason why we buy handbags and that sort of thing. And yeah, thanks for watching my video today, and I'll talk to you guys on my next one. Bye!